I thought it was interesting that they seem to value Oladipo and a 2022 pick more than just getting LeVert and Allen, right? Because I'm sure the
Yeah,
LeVert, Allen, and the picks trade was on the table.
yeah.
So I think it's interesting that they don't. It seems like they don't value LeVert all that much. If they would rather just have, half a season of Oladipo, and then, I guess they're hoping that they re-sign him afterwards.
I don't
And then
think they
also
are.
that it kind of shows you how little centers are kind of valued in today's game a little bit.
Hmm.
Even like a good young center like Jared Allen, who I think is like exactly what you would want from an NBA center.
Hmm.
It got done for what's probably going to be a late first round pick, which I think is kind of interesting, a little bit weird, I guess. I think, is Jared Allen a little underrated, or are we overrating him?
Um, yeah, I think that they probably don't want to resign Oladipo. This goes back to the whole conversation about their financial thing. Like, you just don't want to tie yourself down to 16 mil over 3 years with Levert. Like, that's just what it comes down to. Um, yeah, I think we might be overrating him a little bit. Like, we've seen success without like a true center, but I don't know. I think that, like, there's a very real possibility that in like 4 years, the only NBA like all-star left is Jared Allen from this deal, right? Like, it's a very real possibility. Like, 3 years, like, we don't know how Harden's going to age. I don't know. I think that they probably looked at Allen where I guess they were just like, we don't want to pay him, so why are we going to keep him?
Yeah, I mean, I guess since you have Christian Wood, you could play Wood at the four, but also Wood is kind of a perfect stretch five in today's game.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I understand that you get. I guess you don't want to pay Jared Allen,
Hmm.
probably the same contract you gave Christian Wood, to
Yeah.
maybe be a bench player for them. So I understand that. I just thought it was interesting and something to
I
note.
agree.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Something to note for sure.
Yeah, I think in general, like, there's a lot of moves to come. I was looking at kind of the pieces that I think will get moved. I think Eric Gordon's definitely on his way out, along with PJ Tucker. I just think that this team could be really bad if, like, they are really, really talented, but if a couple more pieces get moved, then they're really not that much better than the worst in the West. I was like watching the Timberwolves last night, and you kind of forget how good these teams are. Like, Cat and D'Lo are really, really good. Like, Cat and D'Lo are better than Christian Wood and John Wall probably at this point. Um, and like, even the Thunder, who are not a good team, not trying to win, like, Shea is having an all-star season. So,
And they have
like,
veterans too, like George Hill, Horford. They know what to do on
yeah,
the court, and like that's not a bad team. Dort and
mhm,
Diallo give you some like energy, and they're kind of
yeah,
intriguing pieces. They're going to try hard every night. That's not a
mhm,
team that's trying to lose.
mhm,
With the players in the roster are going to play hard every night, and they're going to make it a challenge for you. So
yeah. And so, like, the Rockets, like, moving on, Eric Gordon's like, I think 4 years also at 16 million. And I was kind of looking at potential trade partners. Like, Philadelphia didn't really work out. The contracts didn't work. And, like, teams always need shooting. So I'm sure he'll get moved for like an expiring and a pick. But yeah, like, this team someone's got to be the worst team in the NBA, or at least in the West. And this team is starting to become in contention for that.
yeah, I think the only thing about the Rockets is I don't see much of a reason for them to bottom out, if that makes sense, because John Wall's contract is probably not movable.
No,
I don't think you would want to trade Christian Wood unless you're getting something really
no.
good back, but I think you probably keep Christian Wood. So then it's kind of like the smaller pieces. Um, Boogie Cousins on a veteran's minimum is like it's almost like, I guess, unless you can get something of real value back for that, which I'm
No.
not sure you would, because I think most people are probably just going to look to the buyout market to get a
Maybe the
center
Nets.
rather than Boogie Cousins. So um, I don't think I don't know if there's the incentive there to really bottom out, but there is kind of like, there aren't a lot of teams who are trying to lose this season. So there might be some merit in just bottoming out, and like it could be easier path to getting into the top three of the draft than
Yeah.
people could think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like the 2021 pick swap, obviously, like, that's in their favor. I don't know. Yeah. it's just like this roster is very thin past their
Yeah, it
starting
is.
lineup.
It
We're
is.
looking at Bruno Caboclo, Chris Clemens. Yeah.